Welcome to Crossroads of America, Level 2, Mission 2. We'll continue by talking about Indiana's physical features. Our mission objective is to identify the physical and human features of Indiana. Our challenge questions, these are the questions that you will answer at the end of this mission, is what are the landforms found in Indiana? What are the major rivers and lakes of Indiana? And where are Indiana's most important cities located? As always, as I'm going through this lesson, it is important that you take good notes, because those good notes are going to help you as you take checkpoints and as you study for level ups. So please make sure you're paying attention, just pausing the video when it needs paused, and asking questions if you have any questions. Let's first look at our big question for this quest, and we're trying to find out what is special or unique about the geography and culture of Indiana. Let's first talk about Indiana's landforms, and here you see a landform map of Indiana. You notice that the different colors represent different landforms, and we'll learn more about landforms as the year goes on, but we're really getting focused on two main kind of landforms that exist in Indiana: plains and hills. On the map, you'll notice that plains are the green color and hills are the yellow color. And you should see that plains cover the northern 2/3 of Indiana and provide the state with fertile soil used for farming. Notice that fertile soil is bolded and underlined, and you'll see that a lot throughout this quest and future quests. That means that's one of the important words, and fertile soil means it's good land for farming. The crops grow really easily there. So the plains in northern Indiana, that's where we are in Fort Wayne, it's pretty flat. There's plains. The southern third of Indiana has features such as plains. There are some plains mixed in there, hills, caves, and ridges. And you can see that shown on the map on the screen. Let's talk about Indiana's waterways. Lakes, rivers, and tributaries give Indiana plenty of fresh water. There are plenty of fresh water to go around. That means it doesn't have any salt in it. It's good for drinking if we need it to after it's purified. And Lake Michigan, which is up in northwest Indiana. Northwest Indiana is by Chicago. And Lake Michigan gives Indiana its identity as a Great Lakes state. And it allows Indiana to connect to Canada, and then from Canada to the Atlantic Ocean. So it's really an important lake for shipping goods and for transportation, especially back when that was the primary way that people traveled, was by water. Many of Indiana's lakes are found in northern Indiana. Lake Wawasee, nearby Fort Wayne, is Indiana's largest natural lake. Natural meaning that it's always been here as long as the earth has existed. Some lakes in Indiana are human features. When we talk about human features, these are things that humans have added throughout the years. Humans construct dams across rivers, causing water to collect behind them, forming reservoirs. That's a kind of a funny word, reservoirs. And actually, Monroe Lake is Indiana's largest reservoir. That would not be a lake unless humans made it that way. That's why it's a human feature. The Wabash River is Indiana's longest river. And the White, St. Mary's, St. Joseph, Maumee, Kankakee, and Ohio rivers are other important rivers. Fort Wayne, where we live, meets where St. Mary's, St. Joseph, and Maumee. We're right there. Remember the Wabash, on the banks of the Wabash, near and far, is the state song, and that's because of Indiana's longest river. Here you'll see all the different rivers in Indiana. They're the light blue color that look like water. Notice where Fort Wayne is, right there by the St. Mary's River. And notice Wabash is the largest river we have. You can see the Wabash. It starts right down there in southern Indiana, and I'll do my best to trace this accurately, but then you can see it forms the border between Indiana and Illinois. Then it comes up here through Lafayette and up towards Fort Wayne even, before coming to the St. Mary's River. That is Indiana's largest river, as you can see. Indiana has very many important cities. This is a human feature. Cities wouldn't be there unless humans made them. Most of them are located near rivers and lakes, and that's because as they were being formed many years ago, as I mentioned earlier, that was the primary way that people were able to travel, and so it was important that they were located near those rivers and lakes. In your textbook on page 16, it shows Indiana's 10 largest cities. Fort Wayne is one of those 10 largest cities. This is the end of this mission. It was a short mission. Make sure you're ready. Make sure you've taken your notes and you're ready to answer your challenge questions before taking that checkpoint.